Hello everybody and welcome back to Conor here, All Leeds TV. Didn't really want to make this video, but you know, let's do it, let's get on to it. God, where do you start with that? Yesterday, yeah, I couldn't do one yesterday, I just didn't fancy it. Poor excuse, but I hate predicting things right, but I've predicted it right. If any of you follow me on Instagram, follow me, Conor_ALTV on Twitter and Instagram. I do a little preview of the game just before it's about to start, and I said it was going to be 1-0 QPR. It's just so obvious. I just think it's so obvious watching Leeds now. I'm pretty sure we'll lose against Millwall as well now. I thought it'd be a draw. I think the best we can hope for is a draw. It's just my opinion. I don't profess to know the club inside and out, but I'm a fan, and I come on here and give my opinion. And that's just how it is, and yeah, I think we're in a real rut at the minute. I think it's same old Leeds though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you're on this video, you've clicked on it for a reason, because you want to hear my opinion, but if you've done that before, you've clicked on this video with me, you know, talking before, you know exactly what I'm going to say. It's just us in a nutshell. It's Leeds United, do you know what I mean? 3 or 4 years have passed with the exact same. Bottle Job FC, can't handle it till May FC. It's just the same thing. We have injuries, we have a January meltdown, we have no acquisitions of worth, we have kids on the bench, we see Bielsa feeling the strain, strikers are not finishing, defenders are not defending, and we have goalkeeper problems. And it was the same last year, the exact same last year. Am I missing anything out? Do you know what I mean? It's just the same thing. I don't really know what to say. You can just get my Wednesday preview and put it on here, really. I thought they were more dangerous, QPR. Referee's an absolute joke. Referee was an absolute joke, but you know, you blame him, all right, but what was the reaction? And I knew the reaction would be like that. You know, I knew the reaction would be like that. We don't have the quality in our team to compete with teams when they apply the high press, and they've got quality inside their ranks. You know, this is a team who are 15th in the table. This is a team who've not been able to beat teams like Charlton at home. Leeds roll up into town. Bottle Job FC, Mentality Week FC, can't handle another trip to London. They know the stats to London, telling us all week in the pre-match, oh, well, we're going to go down there and we're going to give it our all. You know, keep supporting the lads. I've seen it again this morning. Keep supporting the lads. Well, we are supporting you. We'll support you till we die. That's what we do. We're Leeds United fans. But you've got to do something for us as well. Do you know what I mean? And this team, the decision-making, I mean, we'll get on to Phillips in a little while and Bamford, but frigging hell, man. Weak mentality. There's a weak mentality. I said at the start of the season, if you want to watch my videos at the start of the season, weak mentality. They've got too many players in this squad who've been there and seen the good, and they've seen a lot of the bad. And I still think that feeds into the mentality. Don't know what's going on at this moment in time with players like Liam Cooper, just completely gone off the boil, gone back to Liam Cooper 2015 alongside Sol Bamba. He's back there mentally and on the pitch. Don't know what's going on with him. Every time he takes a touch, it's a heavy touch, doesn't look confident on the ball, not winning his individual battles. He needs to step up, mate. Step up, because we need you. Step up. Do you know what I mean? Big players not stepping up. Bamford, Phillips, Cooper, step up. This is when we need you. Do you know what I mean? Kiko Casilla conceding 75% of shots that he's faced. Pathetic. Not good enough. Concentration, focus and quality. When you're facing 1 shot per game, lad, if we're dominating games, 1 shot per game, 2 shots per game, 3 shots per game, you've got to make sure you save those, especially when it's on your near post. I'm reverting to last week, do you know what I mean? But Cardiff in that second half, susceptible again. There's just too many. I'm talking over a period here as well, guys. It's not just yesterday. But we're going through it again. And Leeds are falling apart again. We're hearing it week in, week out. It's the exact same thing, isn't it? I'm sick of hearing about XG. They mentioned it on the Square Ball podcast, but they were talking about chance conversion was 0.03 XG when Bamford was clear through on goal. Shut up, man. Have a word with yourself. Do these people watch football games? Bamford's clear through. What are you basing that on? Are you basing that on the fact that the goalkeeper's halfway out of his net? Does it take into context the goalkeeper's positioning? The fact that he's ran 15 yards to come and try and intercept the ball off Bamford, and the fact Bamford needs to take a touch, take it wide and put it past him, or lift it over him into the goal. 35 grand a week. 10 goals, not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Not good enough at all. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of this constant, oh, you got to stick by Bamford, you got to stick by him. The only reason I have to stick by him is because we've got no other option. Do you know what I mean? Even Eddie would have made a difference yesterday. His pace would have terrified them. His pace would have terrified Wednesday, as it did at Hillsborough. It's a different option. It's someone to create space. It's someone to create space for another individual, aka Pablo, aka Click, to come into and create things. But we don't have that anymore because we've let it get to this stage where we've not sorted the Eddie replacement out. We're going into the 21st, 22nd again. We're in the back ends, the dregs of January, and you're still getting people turning around and saying that, you know, calm down. Because I tell you what, it's not the restructuring of a Bowen or a Shea Adams or an Andre Gray. Now, for me, it's more than that. We need more bodies in. I want another centre midfielder. This ain't going to happen, by the way. I want a left back. That's what I want as well. I genuinely would be looking at a centre back. I don't know if Berardi's injured at this moment in time. Where's the backup for Cooper? Cooper's not been good enough for me. He needs carting out of that team at this moment in time. Where's the backup? No backup. Look at that bench. Do you know what I mean? You can't turn around and say we just need a replacement for Bamford. Because let's say Parsay, Click gets injured, or Pablo gets injured again. We've got remnants of injury going throughout this squad. We're a team full of Crocs City. That is our team. Do you know what I mean? Is Ayling going to go through another sustained period of injury? Is Cooper going to go through another sustained period of injury? Is Bamford going to go through a sustained injury? Pablo, again, we've got literally remnants of throughout this squad. The only one that is the mainstay who's not been injured is Click. He's the only one. The rest of them, it's literally injury institute. So, unless we get bodies plural in, you know, I understand yesterday if you'd have had someone like Shea Adams in Bamford's position, we would have potentially won the game. But you've got to look at the bigger picture. You know, let's say even if Shea Adams is a mainstay, he's got to have tools to work with. You know, if we're having injuries throughout the squad in the next 4 months, we need people to come in. You can't rely on Roberts because he's never fit. Never fit. For sure, I told you this 2 weeks ago. Being back on grass means nothing. Bielsa came out after his press conference and said, I don't know when he's going to be back. Could be another 3 months. We've heard that before. Douglas, he's probably going to be out for another 4 months as well, like he always does. He's always out for a sustained period of time. So then natural, let's look at natural left backs. Who have we got? Dallas, not a natural left back. He's done well, but unfortunately, being a right-sided left back, if you've ever played football, you'll understand this. If you're a right-sided left back, unfortunately, you see it with Azpilicueta at Chelsea as well. You're naturally cut back inside because it's on your favoured right side. You don't want to go on the left-hand side. You don't want to open your body and create natural width because you're weaker on your left foot. So you're naturally cut inside, you narrow the play, and the opposition packs out the midfield. It's football, it's basics. Do you know what I mean? A natural left back is not Stuart Dallas. He's done a good job, but he's not, you know, we can't all keep waxing lyrical about his performance against Jared Bowen. That's right, great, he did well in that game, he did fantastic. I think we restricted them further up the pitch, if I'm brutally honest with you. But Dallas did a good job, he was the main threat. But let's be right, guys, you neutralised Jared Bowen from that whole City side, and they're not really anything. Do you know what I mean? So that was Leeds' main task that night. When you come up against a team who've got multiple threats, then there's more issues there. Do you know what I mean? There's more issues, and we saw that yesterday. Naki Wells, Cher, Samuel up front, who ran us ragged. Ran Cooper ragged yesterday. And then you've got obviously Eze. Do you know what I mean? Any team with elements of quality, let me just picture in this, what I've said 50 million times already, any team with an element of quality and who presses leads high up the pitch will get success because we don't have natural quality inside our ranks apart from Helder Costa and Pablo Hernandez and probably Calvin Phillips. I'm not talking about Helder Costa being a wonderful player and justifying his 15 million price tag, but this guy's played for the Portugal national team, he's played for Benfica, and he's played for Wolves in the Premier League. If you don't think he's got quality, you don't know what you're talking about. The guy is technically a very good player, so you get the best out of him, and it's going to be, it's better than getting the best out of, let's say, getting the best out of Helder Costa is better than getting the best out of Patrick Bamford. Do you know what I mean? They're different levels. They're different levels. Getting the best out of Shea Adams would be better than getting the best out of Patrick Bamford is probably a better comparative. That's what I'm talking about. So actually naturally gifted players, we don't have that many of them. So when we come up against a team who does have naturally gifted players and will apply the high press and will get up in Leeds' faces, which is happening more regularly. We saw it at the back end of last season, happening more and more now. We can't deal with it. We don't take risks because we're not confident on the ball. So when we're coming forward, all we do is retreat and go back. We don't go forward. There's no player that is taking a man on. It's not happening anymore. It's all just get the ball sidestep, pass the ball sideways, pass it backwards. We won't go forward, won't take risks because we're scared of losing it and we're scared of getting done on the counter-attack. That's the blueprint. That is the mantra. People are not overreacting. I tell you what, if Leeds would have been on absolute sauce this season, would have been on fire. And yesterday we'd have lost 6-0. And I thought to myself, do you know what? It's a bit of an outlier. It is a bit of an outlier. It's a freak result. We've lost 6-0. This is 2 months worth now. 2 months worth. And the exact same patterns. I read out 8 exact same patterns that are happening from last year to this year. It's the exact same thing. And unless the board pull the finger out of their arse and get us players in January, we're in massive trouble. We're in massive trouble because this is, I tend to look at the big picture, not the small picture. That's why you hear a reaction from me for the whole season so far. This isn't just about QPR. I said to my buddy who was here yesterday, when Bamford stepped up for that penalty, and everyone knew he was going to miss, stepped up and just sluggishly passed it to his... This is a keeper who's not saved the penalty all season. He's phase 3, not saved one. Token Bamford will step up and give you that save. But I said, when he steps up for this, to my buddy, I said to him, if he doesn't score this could be season defining. Because if Bamford had scored that, we'd have gone on to win that game. I thoroughly believe that. I thoroughly believe that because this team is based on confidence. It's not based on quality for me. It's based on confidence. They go through spouts in the season where they're confident and they're playing high. But they go through too many bouts in the season where they're low on confidence. And they cannot... it's not a lack of effort or endeavour. I think in some situations it can be because they get a bit complacent. But it's just a case of we're not able to achieve that high level of performance week in, week out because the players ain't good enough. But I said to my buddy, I said, as soon as he misses this, this could be season defining because we could have gone on to win that game. But I said, we will not win this game if he misses it. He missed it and they all just capitulated. Phillips gets sent off for one of the worst tackles I've seen this season. He gets sent off for absolutely no reason. Pathetic from Calvin Phillips. I saw an apology this morning. Yeah, cheers, mate. Well done. You know, that's great. That's fantastic. Well, at least now we are without our pivot, our main player in front of the defence, just because he's had another head loss. Phillips getting sent off. It's happened last year as well. This is what I'm talking about. The blueprints. They're all so similar. Last season away at Forest when he committed that stupid tackle. And I tapped my mate on the leg as soon as I saw Phillips lose that ball. And I said, here we go. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was a horrific tackle. And he deserved a red card. Out for 3 games. Nice one, Calvin. When we needed you. And this is what I'm talking about mentality-wise. Mentally weak. Why would you? I don't care how frustrated you are. How frustrated you are. We saw it with Berardi last year against Derby. I get he got kicked, but then he sighed through. I don't know if it was Bradley Johnson, red card, mentality. It's a mentality block in this squad. Don't do it. Be professional, be mature. You saw Bielsa turn around afterwards when he just absolutely nearly broke Jeff Cameron's both of his legs and he was like that. Because it's a massive, massive fundamental issue with this squad and we've got serious problems. But my point earlier was the issue now is if this Leeds United side don't go up, Bielsa goes, Phillips goes, White goes, Radrazani goes. Do you know what I mean? The whole ship's going to be turned and we're going to have to do a rebuilding thing. And we're going to get managed like Bielsa again? No. No. We're going to go for a run-of-the-mill, probably continental manager who plays a little bit of that style of football and that's what we'll go for. And we'll be rebuilding again for another 3 or 4 years. This, with all respect to all the teams in this division, this is the time where it's the easiest division we've faced in numerous years. You know, we've had Wolves, we've had Brighton, we've had Newcastle, we've had West Ham, we've had Norwich, we've had Sheffield United in previous years. They've all been decent teams this division. Runaway. There's no runaways in this division. I know West Brom are probably going to beat is it Luton they've got today at home, so they're gonna take the advantage. But actually, I think it's Forest, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, it's Forest and. West Brom have got someone on Monday night, but there's going to be advantages there as well for both of those guys. So that's going to be closing the gap. But there's no consistency. But Leeds can't pull away because it's a mentality issue. Anyway, yeah, I just thought they looked way more dangerous, QPR, when they came forward. And that's why Leeds weren't taking risks, because they were scared of the counter-attack. And you can tell that's creeping into the performances. They don't want to lose the ball because they're going to get hit on the counter-attack. The midfield was susceptible again. I thought Eze ran it again. Calvin Phillips, I don't think ever wins the battle against Eze. I genuinely do not think he does. And I think he's been losing a lot of battles recently, Calvin Phillips. He's not, against Arsenal, yeah, he was great, but they weren't deploying that high press. And as soon as they deployed that high press, we couldn't touch the ball. But yeah, they're a shell of the team that they were at the start of the season, and we saw that last season, but we need our big personalities to step up. Cooper, for me, has been woeful for months now. Phillips has not been good. Bamford, well, I mean, you look at the bench, it's the thinnest squad in the division. How are we second with the thinnest squad in the division? It doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? We need to recruit big time. I'd be going after Freeman, Derek Williams at Blackburn. Really like him as a left back, standard left back. We don't have a left back aside from Leif Davis now. I'd be going for Shea Adams or Bowen. I'd happily want both of them, to be quite frank. I'd be going for Freeman as well. I don't know if I've just mentioned Freeman, but that's what I'd be doing, 100%. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to Bamford. Listen, there's no chance he gets us up. There's no chance he gets us up. Him leading the line. Any other striker in this division, half decent striker, I'd even say someone like Jukovic. Genuinely, someone like Jukovic would have got more goals than Bamford. He's not a finisher. He ain't a finisher. That penalty was it was one of the worst penalties I've ever seen. It's pathetic. In the situation where we need someone to just step up, be confident, drive it in. You've seen Graben do that in high pressure situations this season for Forest. Someone like him, he'd be on about 20 goals by now. Bamford's not a natural finisher. You're not getting paid 35 grand a week to lead from the front and work hard, mate. It's not good enough. You need to be scoring goals. That's why you're the highest paid player in this Leeds United side. Do you know what I mean? Not good enough at all. He ain't going to get us up, and it's going to be blind faith sticking with Bamford, and we're not going to have that. Even if we bring someone in, I genuinely don't know if he starts. I don't think he does with Bielsa. So maybe that's where it's Bielsa's fault a little bit. And I do think this thin squad's going to kill us, and that is Bielsa's mantra. Because as much as he's improved us football-wise, thin squads in the Championship do not work. You look at it, historically, it's never happened. And ours is even thinner than last season now, without the likes of Roof and Janssen. But this whole small squad thing, apparently it's a massive thing that he doesn't want Billy Sharp. I can also see Orta going to him with targets and sort of Bielsa just picking one and saying I don't want any more, and I do think that'll kill us off as well. But yeah, it's massively downbeat. I think we're in big trouble. I think we're in big trouble at this moment in time. Too many weak personalities, and I think there's so many players that we need in this squad to freshen it up, and I don't think we'll do it. I genuinely don't think Shea Adams or Andre Gray's enough. But, some of you lot think it is, which I just find mental. But, Bamford's going through one of his streaks now where he won't score in 15 games now. So we've got that to contend with. No goals coming from anywhere else as well. And I genuinely I was so disappointed because I don't think we look threatening anymore. I think defensively we look susceptible, and offensively we look average. We look so average going forward, so average. Yeah, it's really disappointing, guys. I'm not going to BS you. I'm worried now, but I've also seen it. Do you know what I mean? I know exactly what's going to happen. I think we're just going to. This is where I think we're going to fall apart. It's just my opinion. You guys will think differently, but I just think we're going to fall apart now. Don't come on here and say, well, we're second. Look at last season. Look at last season. We had the exact same. We're 10 points clear of Sheffield United. They're not catching us. Awkward. We'll go up via the playoffs. Awkward. Yeah, big changes needed. If they don't bring anyone in, I mean, yeah, writing's on the wall, and I think we need more than one. I don't think it's going to be. If it's going to be a case of Poveda, this keeper, and even a Shea Adams, I don't think it's enough. I think, you look at that bench and the fact that we're just not bringing injuries back, we're not bringing players back, and there's just a cycle of more and more injuries. The kids are the only fit ones. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I apologise if this has been overridingly negative, but I just feel like I'm talking facts. Like I'm not going to come on here and spout BS and say, oh, look, it's all rosy, it's fine with second. Delusional. Do you know what I mean? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in a bit.